Welcome back to the Weekly Headlines. I'm Kevin Hart.
I'm Mike Wimmacher.
And let's get to the news. To ensure no firefighters are cut despite a budget slash, Mayor Jim I Can Do Bad All By Myself Langfelder has made the decision to hire a consulting firm of firefighters from around the country to find out what to do. So, we don't have money for the fire department, but we can pay randos to find a solution to a problem that didn't have to exist in the first place. Hey, mister, I used to work in financing. Here's a financial tip. Put the money that you're using to pay for this consulting firm and give it to the fire department who actually needs it.
Springfield Alderman Joe McMiniman was at it again earlier this week, as the council was discussing an ordinance that would allow authorities to impound any vehicle that flees the police and increase the impound cost to get the car out to $500. Joe made mention of a possible situation involving a teen smoking reefer, taking his parents' car. Reefer. Oh, Uncle Joe, why don't you head on down to the old Five and Dime or Book Depository and do some research about dated slang terms.
President Joe Biden has announced the U.S. plans to withdraw all troops from Afghanistan by the 20th anniversary of 9/11. It would be amazing to finally be out of a war that we've been in for over 3/4 of my life, but let us please be realistic. We've heard this one before, from all previous presidents back to W, not to mention all other wars from previous presidents. I think it's entirely possible, but don't be surprised in 20 years when President Billie Eilish is still trying to draw troops out of the Middle East.
The CDC and the FDA called for a pause in the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine earlier this week. The cause for the pause was the fact that 6 individuals developed rare blood clots after the shot. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine had been administered to around 7 million people at the time of the pause. I will say this, you know something is serious when they pause a Johnson right before it's getting ready to be stuck into you.
Comptroller Susana Mendoza is not mincing words, describing 2 former Democrat lawmakers who voted to deny cost of living increases for lawmakers, then turned around and sued for back pay they say they were owed. Mendoza called them shameless grifters. Hey, I know one of those. Attempting a big brazen money grab. The Illinois GOP put out a statement reminding them and others that if you wish to screw taxpayers out of money and pretend you are the victim, there's always room for you in the Republican Party.
Illinois Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger, seen here auditioning for the role of Brian Kilmeade in the next Fox News scandal movie, is calling for the resignation of Congressman Matt Gaetz. Gaetz, as you know, is facing investigations for numerous things, including sex trafficking. Kinzinger, as of late, has harshly criticized many fellow Republican lawmakers, setting himself up to be the prettiest Denny's waitress of the Republican Party.
Things are not looking up for Florida's least favorite kid diddler. It's been revealed that Matt Gaetz' associate Joel Greenberg has been cooperating against him since last year. However, with Gaetz dumb enough to leave public Venmo receipts on his phone, I can't imagine other evidence against him was hard to find, like the folder on his phone titled "Pictures of My High School Girlfriends Please Don't Open," or a list of states' ages of consent, youngest to oldest.
Japan announced earlier this week that they plan to dump contaminated water from the Fukushima plant into the ocean. Now, Japan says the water will be treated before being discharged, but it will still contain some radioactive material. Well, guess that means the next Godzilla movie will end up being a documentary.
Do you remember Avatar? It was an amazing feat in 3D movies and computer-generated effects by the man behind some of the most groundbreaking special effects blockbusters, James Cameron. It was compared to Dances with Wolves and Pocahontas and criticized for flimsy plot points like the coveted unobtainium. But damn, did it look cool. Anyways, Jim is hard at work on the sequel set for 2022, I promise, for real this time. But not just the sequel, movies 3, 4, and 5, all shot at the same time. However, like the troop withdrawals in the Middle East, I'll believe it when I see it.
The Chicago Cubs are concerned about a possible COVID outbreak within the team. At one point earlier this week, the team had 4 players on the COVID list, and starting pitcher Kyle Hendricks missed a start due to not feeling well. If COVID were to hit the Cubs, it would be the biggest hit the team would have had thus far this season. And those are your weekly headlines. I'm Mike Wimmacher.
I'm Kevin Hart.
And we are out of here!